Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cardinal Cast, a weekly program originating from our beautiful campus here at Athens, Texas. If you want information how you can become a Cardinal, check out our website at tvcc.edu. Now, let's sit back and enjoy Cardinal Cast with our president, Jason Morrison.
We are live on the Cardcast. It's an amazing Thursday here on the campus of Trinity Valley. What do we got? 2 more weeks and we move our show to Wednesday?
Yep.
2 more weeks. The
Two
show
more
moves to
weeks.
Wednesday. So a lot of great things are happening on campus, a lot of construction, a lot of cleanup. We had a flood, a big flood, quite a bit of damage in areas and stuff. But, you know, we're making it through, getting everything repaired and getting everything back in order. Some of the stuff that we have control of, there's stuff that got damaged that we do not have control over, but
Right.
we're working through it. But you know what? All is well in the valley. And today we got a little impromptu. We were supposed to be talking about welding, but some scheduling conflicts, you know, our people and their people trying to come together on the terms of the appearance.
Agreement was never signed.
Agreement was never signed. And so, I mean, hopefully we can get our people to get their people and we come to agreement and we'll get welding back on the show.
That's right.
So today we're going to talk about all things in marketing. All the things that have been happening over the last few years that have made the institution very successful, to improvements, to changes, to strategies. And when I say this is impromptu, Shady has no clue what I'm going to ask, but all the things that goes into in branding this institution, and a brand that really reaches beyond Athens and Palestine and Terrell and Kaufman, beyond East Texas and Texas, are really a national and international brand.
Mm-hmm.
That probably puts this area on the map. Let's just be honest. I mean, Trinity Valley is that kind of a powerful brand tool. I ran into someone just the other night at a meet and greet at a conference that we were at in Charlotte, North Carolina. And she was a former cheerleader, high school cheerleader, and all-star cheerleader. And she knew exactly who Trinity Valley was and the history of Trinity Valley. And so that it's kind of exciting when you run into people like that. But before we get started with our guest, Miss Shady Clary, who's the director of marketing, making all things happen on this campus, we need to remind our audience out there the mission of Trinity Valley Community College. You want to give it a go?
Transforming lives through affordable and accessible education.
The number 2 person that's got that question right.
I train the students every single time before they come on and they still forget it.
Well, we try. We try. But no, Shady, you're in the driver's seat of our marketing and our campaign, of everything that we do in branding this institution. I mean, kind of give us from a professional standpoint, someone that kind of experienced in the marketing area, what is the Trinity Valley Community College brand, the TVCC brand?
Our biggest thing right now is the Home of Champions branding that's involved with it, because it's the fact that we're trying to make sure that people understand in any way, in every possible way, that if you come to TVCC, you will get the best type of education you can get, the best athletic, being able to be on a team, anything that you want, you will get the best version of it at
Student
TVCC.
government, choir, band,
anything and everything. I mean,
theater,
it's just as simple as just an interaction
nursing,
with someone.
teacher education,
everything.
But beyond just the current kind of Home of Champions mindset, because it's not even a marketing ploy or a marketing campaign. It's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
What is when people think of Trinity Valley and the brand? What do you, as an expert, what do you think people are thinking about when they hear those 4 letters? What do you think comes to mind?
Community, a sense of community, being able to feel that they're involved and belong, and also just the people to look out for. When you're looking at a national level of people, of when they see TVCC, we see a lot of times where you have to keep an eye on Trinity Valley Community College and what they're doing at all times. So it's that ability to provide a community sense for all, an affordable sense, but at the same time, knowing that it's a university feel at a community college cost at the same exact time.
And now with some emerging 4-year degrees, with the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, with some growth expansion opportunities coming there, the teacher education, which is going to just continue to explode. And as we work through the process, pending all coordinating and soon to be former SACS. It's going to be the Commission on Colleges and University approval. We'll be launching our third bachelor's degree, along with many of our workforce 2-year degrees and our 2-year transfer degrees. I mean, there's so many opportunities. From your standpoint, I mean, how do you take, because it's not, a lot of colleges and universities have this kind of what they're known for, and it's this one thing and blah, blah, blah. At the Valley, there's so many things, from the welding program to a nursing program to Donnie Fulford and the drafting program to a growing automation and robotics program to med surge, surge tech and certified medical assistant, phlebotomy, pharmacy tech, ADN, LVN. I mean, the list goes on. Agriculture, which is a huge, one of those programs I think at the Valley that just needs to just be let loose and grow, because the things that we do in our ag program and ranch management and AI, artificial insemination, as far as that AI versus the other AI, in which we're working on things there. I mean, how do you take everything and give it a focus?
A lot of it, we do a lot of what we call pragmatic advertising. And so we're finding those niches of how are we able to get to those students that are interested in that specific thing. So for the best example I can give is that, we have a nationally award-winning esports team. We have students that are very interested in computer sciences and some of those are the students that are watching those Twitch channels all the time. So we're exploring opportunities where we advertise on Twitch, where someone's watching a Twitch channel and then we pop up. So, and then in terms of agriculture, we've had a lot of times where we were able to find these big events that we had at TVCC there, but we also had made sure our name was beside them at the same exact time. So it would be a big state event, but it would be a state event with TVCC a part of it. So we find these niches of how we're able to specifically get to those students and be able to reach out to them. So that's one of our biggest things is what if it's a student that's considering education, what are they looking at? How are we able to get on those
Which
platforms?
explains sometimes when I run across people and say, well, I haven't seen any advertising in your school. I'm like, yeah, you're not following in that our recruiting. A, you already have a degree. B, you may not be hitting that profile, so to speak.
Right.
I mean, because it is so analytic driven now.
It's very analytical driven of how we're having to base everything off of it, of how are we looking at students. And a lot of times I'm having conversation with current students of how did you find us? And then also what are the platforms I need to keep an eye on that you're going to stay on so that I'm finding those ways of getting in touch with you.
And sometimes these people are like, well, I haven't seen it on Facebook. Well, Facebook is not necessarily always the age demographics that we're, going after, and that's being heavily recruited for, the traditional age population. So there's so much, kind of talk about over the last handful of years, how marketing has changed from the days of stagnant billboards and things of that nature to this more of a kind of a, you got to be on a multitude of media platforms to reach an audience.
Right. So, and especially from what it once was, because when I was at TVCC, it was a different world, especially in marketing terms.
Let's go put up a billboard.
Yeah, it was like, let's go put up a billboard. Let's get a newspaper ad. We're good to go. It was if you build it, they will come mindset. And so, our Associate Vice President, Marketing, Communications, and Advancement, Jonah Fritz, was very big of, no, it's not like that. We have to find ways. And so when I came
we have to virtually drag them to campus.
Pull them. And how are we going to pull them? So we do everything from, we do YouTube ads. We do mobile gaming apps where you can be playing a game and
music
then an ad pops up. Spotify, Pandora, we're on all those. We're in movie theaters. Twitch, like I said, if you go to certain gas stations, our ad will pop up on the screen of the gas station, which are things we've never done before until now.
I mean, the thing is, that's you have to stay fresh and relevant, and you have to find ways to connect to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be just one connection.
No, it's got to be
about 7 connections
potentially before they actually even decide to think about you.
So when you're looking, because obviously this is something you probably track almost on a daily basis, the analytics, the data is coming in, what are, because it could change week to week.
Yeah.
In the last couple of weeks, what have been high points, that people have connected with this?
So, and I'm going to go, before I go on that real quick, I'm going to say one of the biggest things that we're seeing that it is like a secret almost, is that what we need to start doing is more artificial intelligence of how are students utilizing it to find those schools.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that has been discussed nonstop has been AEO, answer engine optimization.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at how we're feeding those bots to be able to say, what is it that why should a student come to TVCC? Here are all the reasons why, and we're feeding those chat bots constantly. And so that's been one of the biggest things that recently we have been discussing of how we're doing it, because not all community colleges, what we've learned, are looking at that, because that's very forward thinking of, AEO's moving so quickly. How are we getting ahead? Well, you do things now of feeding those bots of how to be able to understand what Trinity Valley is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go off of why you should go at Trinity Valley.
Because we have that kind of, because we always get the feedback from our students that are here, and we know the stories.
Right.
Those stories can help fuel the next layer of connection and information that's reaching potential students.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't think people, I think people have this mindset of when they think about marketing, it's almost this kind of the old school of you sit in a room and the what was that Santa Claus the movie, the tank?
Yeah, the tank.
I can't remember what the name of the tank, or it was the name of the tank in Santa Claus, where he talked about, here comes Santa down the street, and they're talking about a room and they're talking about a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It's so immediate, it's so fluid and changing, and it changes with very spontaneous as things happen. I'm sure we've launched campaigns, the day after our choir performs in Carnegie Hall, knowing this group, information was already getting out, sharing the information, telling a story.
Because a lot of times that's what it is that we know when there's big moments such as Carnegie Hall, we were sharing it for months on months, and then it was just like right after that, then we start hitting it even harder of why you should, the one that we like to say
that is a recruiting tool.
The one we like to say is, how do you get to Carnegie Hall used to be by practice, now it's by being a Cardinal. So
but the thing is, you're telling the story, you're getting the information out there, you're connecting, and I think that's the students are. This is a population of students that learn in quick bites,
very quick bites, and you have to be able to. Those 7 seconds. If you don't get them in 5 to 7 seconds, you lose them immediately. So we have to find ways.
But when they get connected, they go to the next one. They go to the next one, and they'll stay connected to your institution, learning more about your institution in these short little fragments. And then next thing you know, they spent 30 minutes, an hour of just connected to your institution. And sometimes over time, some of those videos and information will get a little longer, but you've caught them.
Right. And you were talking about Facebook earlier, because we know that Instagram is one of the ones that we have that students really feed into. And our Instagram has just blossomed over the past few months, really. When it was created in 2023, it was like 2,000 views. Now we're getting almost 700,000 views just on our Instagram account by itself. And that's not even Facebook. Facebook drives another 500,000 to 800,000 as well. So social media wise, they're seeing it, they're hitting it, they're interacting with it, engaging it. And I'm going to put you on a spot, in your role and capacity. If you say there's a platform that we need to be more engaged in, what platform would that be? Well, there's one that I would love, but I cannot use because the state of Texas. It starts with the T, and it rhymes with clock. So
it's funny because I see every school in the country out there on TikTok. So but oh well.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Actually, the one that we're trying to engage more with is YouTube, because forever it's always been people have used YouTube as a way to watch videos horizontally, but now because of the popularity with TikTok, no, don't cancel me on that. But because of TikTok and because of
TikTok
Instagram
Reels,
Shorts
it's all
and
the
Reels,
same thing.
yeah, they're all Reels. But
they're all being data mined by every entity out there anyway.
Yeah.
But okay.
But because of it, people are driving to YouTube and they're watching YouTube Shorts now. So that's the one we're trying to engage more with is YouTube Shorts. And then people don't know this, but you can use YouTube as like a Facebook where you post photos and everything, and then it shows that as a YouTube Short. So that's the one that we're currently trying to drive more engagement on.
What about our X I know among athletics, X is kind of a big platform among student athletes and so forth. You see that as an area opportunity for us to kind of continue, or do you think as here in the next few weeks we'll be bringing bringing our new sports information director on
Monday.
Monday? Well, it's closer than I was thinking. Uh, that'll be a platform because that is an area where they utilize to kind of promote themselves.
Right. That's the biggest thing I see on X is the engagement of student athletes. Even on our TVCC Twitter account, I see it, our X account, I see it all the time of people wanting to engage of how do I go to this school so that I can be in athletics. So I see it blossoming more so of sports athletics more than the academic side, other than we share our story on our X.
I concur with that. I think it's definitely used more heavily among that platform.
Right. And we plan to do some growth within our sports Instagram account and our sports Facebook account as it being a hub for anything that you need sports wise. But yeah, I see X as more athletics more than academics, but I mean,
you kind of allude to this other, you talk about, you look for program niches and stuff like that and make sure you're hitting populations. What goes into the planning of that? How do you, the algorithms that need to be put in place that certain students, certain populations, they click on something, they get flagged and they get information and stuff like that. What type of planning goes into that? I mean, because you're not a very large office. We have some very talented people in that office. A great web designer, an amazing content creator. I'm just not saying that because he's the executive producer of my show. It can be a diva at times, but a great, huh? I was like, I'm not. See, I'm not. That's just like a diva. But a great content creator. I mean, you have a lot of tools at your resources.
We have a lot of great tools.
How do you plan and manage that to get that information together?
A lot of times it's where, because right now, since we're in the summer months, we're getting to plan a little bit of it. But I mean, I look at on a weekly level what we're doing and why we're doing it and what's the analytics based off of it. And we do a lot of switching up of, this isn't working. It's time to go to the next method. It's time to go to the next tool.
Because you can swing and miss very easily.
Because we can swing and miss. And we've had it where we've done some testers and we're like, that doesn't work. This works, that type of thing. And so we plan out what our goal is of how we're going to do everything and what are the methods that we're going to be hitting. And then once it starts up, then I'm checking the analytics on a weekly and a monthly basis. I keep a ongoing report of it, and then we just sit down and we go, okay, this isn't working, it's time to go to the next thing. So
and it's driving students to us because we see the application numbers, and then you got Dr. Courtney Lewis and her group that are doing a great job now of kind of closing the deal, completing the students through the application process. It's still a process,
right.
But what she did an amazing job a couple of days ago presenting at the Element 451 conference about kind of our tragic past and our new beginning and the things that we've done to get students enrolled from, where we were 50+% of students that were applying were never getting enrolled
right.
or attending classes. Now we've chopped off about 18% of that number. So it's a connection. Talk about that teamwork, because I don't think people realize it has to be a connection between what you're doing and what Enrollment Service is doing under their leadership to kind of seal the deal, so to speak.
So part of it is connecting with the students of how we're seeing them. So I talk to them a lot too about where are they seeing students come from, where are they seeing students interact with us from, and then being able to show those students what it would be like if they were in that seat using student stories that we have. And then also we've done a lot of research of when we should hit them the most, because it used to be, you just have a full campaign that goes throughout the year and that's done. That's it. That's all you do. But now we've noticed that we need to segment it of, we really need to hit them in November and December. They're going home. They're seeing their family members on vacation or Christmas break. The family members are seeing our ads and they're asking, what are you doing next? What's the next step?
What are you going to do with your life?
What are you doing with your life? And so we really have started finding these months that we really hit them hard, and we work with Enrollment Services to be able to say, what are you seeing a difference in? Are you seeing a growth? Are you seeing a plunge?
Because people are starting to make their decision or have made their decisions. They have friends that are getting ready to head off to college, and maybe they were thinking about taking a break year or,
right.
Or something, or we're not necessarily planning. But then you start seeing others start gearing up, starting their shopping for the things that are going in their dorm, and they're like, oh, I want to
I
be.
should be a part of this.
Yes.
Why am I not a part of this?
And here at the Valley, you can be a part of this because be it whatever, obviously we have, a little bit of different makeup at each location, each campus, as far as the students we served and so forth. The Health Science Center is definitely geared for those in the health professions, sometimes more non-traditional students. The I-20, definitely a commuter-based type campus. And of course, Palestine, which I think Palestine is one of those diamonds in the rough that I think there's so much growth potential as we continue to show our presence and increase our status. I remember once when I got hired here, being down in Palestine, people didn't realize there was a campus, and it'd been there for a long, long time.
Right. They had the Palestine Chamber of Commerce Leadership Group come in this week, and I got to stop by and I got to help with the tour and visit with them and everything. And it was cool to see someone so eye-opening to what all TVCC has to it has to offer, because they're like, we understand that y'all have programs. And then I would go in and I would be talking to them and say, did you know we have this thing called Learning Symposium where students get to showcase their research and their work? And that's not common for community colleges to offer.
And some very high level work.
Some very high level work. And I was like, in the case of, Palestine, their cosmetology has a huge hit when it comes to that Learning Symposium. They have like 6 to 8 students that come out with their research.
And it kind of reinforces, hey, we are here, And of course, as we improve that campus, we make improvements across all of our campus, especially here in Athens, the ones that kind of needed it the most. I think, obviously it has to make it easier to market something that you're proud of.
Very.
And as we make these improvements, kind of give us a little bit of brief take. You've been here, I think you got here shortly after I did.
I came in a few months after you did.
So let's talk about that. The difficulty of, because there's young people out there, or people that are interested in getting into marketing, and obviously you've made an amazing rise to your position, very talented, very creative. Talk about having to market something that probably needs help. As we make these improvements and we change the landscape and our presentation, how does that change from your marketing standpoint? What are the kind of the cycles you go through, or just the growth stages you go through?
It starts with us being able to just start with informing first, and then we're able to showcase our pride of it. But it starts with informing of just the basics of, did you know that we had this? Did you know that it's offered here? Did you know this is available to you? And then it's like, why are you not making the decision to go to this campus? Why are you not?
What's wrong with you?
And then it goes to, you see yourself on this campus. So it's kind of those steps of, first we show them the information.
But to have
side
something
of
that
it.
you can show off, improvement in buildings, improvement in what the facilities look like, in the grounds. I know one of the big next major areas that we're going to touch, and it may not sound all fancy and stuff, but parking lots.
Right.
Especially after my 14-year-old daughter during a driving lesson says, your lines need to be helped, Dad. I'm like, thanks for pointing that out. It's coming in the next phase of capital improvements. But those things matter,
right,
and give you more tools to work with.
They matter a lot. They give us so many tools because then we're able to showcase the little things that people are not. They're thinking about, but it's not at the forefront of what they're thinking about. But they'll take pride in it. But it's important for them to know, and they take pride in it for them to know that it's there.
And so all these updates, to addition of a new amazing softball facility, to things that we're working on this fall to address other programs, to the renovation of the Gibbs building, our main academic building, just freshening it up. Those are things that that students, they want to be excited about where they go to college. Their improvement to our living facilities. They want to feel safe, comfortable, and excited about where they're going to school.
Well, it's cool to be able to get to see when we did Fine Arts Building, to get to see the growth of it, of, us informing first of that it was coming and people were very interested in it. Then getting to showcase what it was like in the process of it.
Because that was one of our first major
That was one of our first major ones. Yeah.
Well, it probably is. Outside of the construction of the Palestine facility, the partnership with Texas Department of Criminal Justice, the Fine Arts Building was the first big splash.
Right. But it was getting to inform and then getting to showcase the
Now
steps
the
of
Lilly
it.
Music Education Center.
Now Lilly, but then getting to see the students' reactions once we unveiled it. And then, I mean, I was having conversation with students the whole entire time of why another student should come here and how proud they were to be able to showcase it. And then getting to when it was unveiled for the Kevin and Janine Lilly Music Education Center, how proud they were. Then getting to meet the Lillys, because you get to see how it feels like they're meeting a celebrity when they got to meet them, because they were just like, thank you so much.
We
for
had a
doing
group of
this."
students that were the first recipients of their
Yeah.
scholarship this spring, and we had a moment where they could kind of get together and take a picture and meet each other. And I'm sure it was kind of like, because I will say our students are very grateful.
Very grateful.
When someone makes an investment, and when you have a family like the Lillys that made an investment in something they're very passionate about, Kevin's mom played music in that facility. The students are very grateful to know that someone cares,
Right.
and that they're willing to provide and give them an opportunity. Because Kirsten calls me at the last minute saying, I'm out of scholarships. What do I do? I say, you know what? That money's been through an endowment. We should have something available. We got it there. We made it available, and boom, we were able to add, I think, another at least 8 to 12 people to the choir with those scholarships just right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so as we move forward, Dr. Huggins has amazing things going on with the choir and expansion of the choir. So and then the theater program and the things that Craig and Biz are doing, even though they have ignored me. I don't know if you heard the story.
Here's the tea.
They have ignored me. When I was in New York, I came across a musical.
What musical was it?
Oh, and I sent it to Craig, and I didn't have Craig's number, and Craig doesn't have my number, and so I got his number, and so I just sent him so he doesn't know whose number is coming from. Bigfoot the musical.
Oh, I hadn't heard about that. Oh, I think I've seen something about it recently, but I haven't heard it yet.
I have the video I can send you.
Okay, that's
Bigfoot the musical. I sent it to him. Nothing. No response. Not even no. I mean, I would have taken a no. Just nothing.
Just a no.
Just
nothing.
Ghosted me. And I was kind of hurt about that, Craig. Just so if you're listening, I still think there's a chance. Obviously, I will not be playing the lead role in Bigfoot the musical.
I think Reggie needs to play the lead of Bigfoot.
There we go. But no, I mean, it's. But what I like is how people come together and generate ideas, and and you never know where that idea goes into.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's, if you think about how the Home of Champions came about, someone just throws it out there in the tagline,
and then it just has
next thing you know,
blossomed.
boom. Just, I don't know what I was selling that day, but I was probably selling something.
So.
Trying to convince somebody of something, and boom. And that's kind of cool, because a college is only going to be as successful as, not just with the talented faculty and staff, but the brains behind sharing the story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what your marketing department does. Let's talk about the new website, because I'll tell you,
Pride and joy.
Oh man, that was one of the. Whew, I remember when I first got here, I was like, guys, we got to fix this. But it took 18 months to do. And I don't think people realize how long it takes to move from a website, especially when you have issues with it, to move to a new platform and a new presentation of stuff.
Right.
It's not a quick fix.
No.
And your department should be extremely proud of the new website.
Oh, I think I talk about the website at least once a day, probably. And I, give kudos to Patrick and Joanna every single day about it as well, because those two were the brains behind this beautiful website. I was the one that once it was finished, they brought me in and they were like, okay, we need your perspective of what it'd be like if a student saw a website and what they would say. And there was a lot of times we were bringing a couple students in to get their input of how they felt about the website. And they were telling me before it was done that they were so proud of it.
Well, there's more consistency. It's short, it's concise. People can get more quickly. The Google search works, or the search.
The search works. We have it where it's the
you don't come up with something from 2006.
Yeah, the search works, and it pulls keywords. So whatever you're looking for, it's going to give you the best topics.
Because let's be honest, what they're looking for, they want to know what programs you have, how much it's going to cost, and athletics.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the 3 top things on college websites.
And our website shows all that
Yep.
in a very easy and quick way.
I know our athletics website portion is going to be going under some construction as we move forward and things like. I mean, and they want to know, do you have this program or what programs you have? How much is it going to cost me? And of course, all those steps of the way, we're connecting the students. Program costs. Here's how you get help.
Right.
This, how do you get help? Blah, blah. I mean, we're connecting the students and potential donors, because there are a number of philanthropists out there that they have algorithms set up, analytics set up, where they're pulling information from websites and promotions, and sometimes they just give money.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to make sure we're fresh and our information is accurate.
Right.
So we get that out to students, and they know that we truly are affordable. We are accessible on multiple campuses and locations, online. There is a great accessibility, before you, be it your bachelor's degree in nursing. And I saw Suzette's following us on the show right now. The teacher education program, it's accessible and it's affordable. I mean, those things that we really pride ourselves on. So, I mean, it's your team is doing amazing work. And I'm glad we had this opportunity to do this kind of impromptu show, because I don't think people realize what goes on behind the scenes to get information out there.
Yeah, it's an incredible amount of work, but we have a great team that's able to make it happen, and that is always changing and making sure that we are transforming lives, because we are transforming the ways that we're getting the information out to them at the same exact time.
Well, that's a good way to kind of finish up right there. It's all transformational, and you as a individual can have your life transform in an affordable and accessible manner. Just check out our website, check out our programs. A lot of great things happening here on the campus. Hopefully some of this construction gets done in the next couple of weeks. I'm holding my breath. So hopefully that gets done next couple of weeks. So, I mean, it's an exciting time here at the Valley. And, so stay tuned. I will not be here next week. But we're going to be talking about the air show, right?
Mm-hmm. We invited them on for the air show.
So we'll be talking about the air show. So we'll have some of our community guests on campus to talk about things. So do not want to miss out on that. The air show is a great activity for the East Texas area. Great family fun. So you need to check it out, and you'll get more information next week about how to get tickets and what's all going to be happening and anything new this year. So you do not want to miss out next week. Shady, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for educating our audience out there on what it takes and what goes behind the scenes in marketing at college. You guys and your team does an amazing job, and we'll see you next week.
Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. At TVCC, we're more than a college. We're a community, a place where you can connect, grow, and create a future you're proud of. We provide you a variety of pathways and hands-on learning opportunities to find your path and success in the Valley. We offer you classroom settings where you aren't lost in the crowd, but stand out. Why attend TVCC? Why not? So what are you waiting for? Come find your pathway in the Valley and become a Cardinal today.